Hello, we are here for one more lesson of this AutoCAD 2016 training course, and the topic for today will be the true spline curves. We've been seeing about polylines and also splines. I mentioned already that spline is a very special curve, and this lesson will be to show you how to create and how to handle these splines. Regarding polylines and splines, the advantages you can have of using polylines for curves is that these polylines can be changed in many different ways, and splines are a little more special. Okay. Anyway, sometimes you may need a more exact representation of a curve, and then you should use a spline. The spline objects are true non-uniform rational B-splines or NURBS. Okay. Basically, you can draw your splines under the draw command, and on the draw you have these two icons here. Okay. Both of them are used to draw splines, even that you can, inside each one of them, you can change the method you use to draw splines. Anyway, this first one, it's a spline, but you use the method of fit. And the fit basically allow you to choose points, okay, and the points, as you can see, are used to the spline passes over these points. So if I click here, so you see the points are used to pass the spline. So you can edit these points, so you can change it, you can do whatever you want. Okay, change this a little. Okay. And if you leave over, then you can remove the fit point, stretch it, or add a fit point. So fit points are points where the spline will pass. The other option, this one, it's also a spline, but the method here is called CV, and the CV is control vertices. I will do something similar as this one above. Okay, clicking points, and you can see, okay, that the spline is completely different, because if I do the grips now, the points are not on top of the spline but are far away. So this is, as we mentioned in our previous lesson, these are weight points, okay, because they influence the spline, but the spline does not touch them, and the exception is the initial point and the final point. Okay, basically these are the methods to create splines. Besides this, we can have a couple of more functions in each one of the methods to create splines. So I can choose the method. If I choose, I can do a fit or the CV. Then you have a couple of options. For example, the degree. In the degree, it's something used only for the CV method, and this degree gives you control over the number of control vectors required to create the spline. You can have a value from 1 to 10. So lower values give you more sharp edges splines. Higher values will give you more rounded shaped splines. On the other hand, if you choose the fit, you have also the knots. The knots is kind of only for the fit, but gives you a control over the number of knots you have on the spline. And another important thing is this object. This object allows you to select a polyline to be converted from a polyline to a spline. Okay, and you have this present also in both of the methods, fit or the CV. So basically, these are the ways to handle this spline creation. I think it's not very hard, and you can use them in very special cases where you need these spline entities.